Yeah, what's going on? Hey, everybody. Good morning, Nicolette. How are ya? Hi, Stephanie. Hi, darling. So good to see you here, baby. Hope everybody's weekend was good. Let's see what. Also need to turn on my other lights. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hey, Sarah. I can't believe winter solstice is already this Thursday. I know. I know it. Anybody have special plans for Thursday, winter solstice? Any special rituals you're doing? Let me pin my situation in. Also, I want to move this. Hey, Holly. Good morning, babes. Let me unlock this. I'll just keep it there, whatever. Before we get going, which I'm really excited, this is our last live stream of Power Movement in 2023. It's been such an amazing year with this class, with everybody. If you participated in my Patreon poll, which if you're not a part of my Patreon, encourage you to get in there so that you can like maximize how much time you're spending with me and the other students that come to class. I kind of like reached out and was like, hey everybody, like moving forwards, because I'm going to do a little bit of a schedule shift for next year just to keep things fresh, you know, keep us on our toes. And I was seeing like what classes is everybody's favorites. I believe bar and power were the two top favorites. Let me look at it again. Take me away, Calgon. Do. Okay, I'm lying. Actually, the bar and the beginners class were the two top favorites. And then power was in third. So I have a feeling we're going to be doing some more bar in the future. But I do feel like, honestly, it's like I have two distinct student groups. And it's like either people love the chill stuff or they're like, I love the 30-minute classes because they're really tight with their schedules. And but also I have people that are little gluttons for punishment and they're like, we love the power, we love the bar. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Stephanie. I too love them all. Like changing my schedule really does feel like I'm killing my darlings, but oh my gosh, but I'm just gonna shift Wednesdays what it looks like. So the quick core class, I think that one is gonna be the one changing up a bit. People really love the beginners. People really love doing the Saturday bars because that's like the time that people can make the most. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I have big plans in particular for my YouTube channel here, because I've only been doing live streaming on it. There's a couple of pre-recorded classes, but I really want to develop out my YouTube channel, and I believe I know where I want to take it this year. So I have goals. It's in my schedule. It's in the front of my brain. I want to put out some really cool and special content on here, as well as on my Patreon. So I do understand the need to change things up and keep it fresh. Yeah, for honestly, it's like, I know a lot of people are a little like adverse to change, but change is really good because it keeps us on our toes, right? Neurologically, we're like, oh, something's shifting, I need to adjust. Yes, Holly, re-up on Patreon. I would so appreciate that. Help support me so that I, in turn, can support you. All right, so let's talk about today. Again, it's our last live stream of 2023. Wow! And we're really kind of getting in the mode to work towards, right, the end of the year. And when I think about this time, especially as I'm going forward through this week with my classes, I'm kind of thinking almost like, I don't know if this makes any sense, but I really like to go, internal with myself, almost like I'm burying myself like a little bulb under the soil, so that I can like emerge refreshed and renewed for the next year. So we're gonna get close to the ground. Hey, Netta. Change is the only constant, truly. Truly. We're gonna keep it close to the ground today. I wanna work on some split positions. And I wanna work all of our splits, yeah? So I wanna work our front splits. I wanna work our middle splits. I wanna bust it open for our last power stream of 2023. I don't know, what do you guys think? Tell me if there's anything you want to work on, and I'll intermesh our plans together, because let's face it, y'all are the ones taking this class. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, jelly beans? Hooray, splits. Oh, thank Holly's excited. Yes. Holly is excited. I'm going to text my husband something. I'm going to text him about an idea I have for winter solstice. Can we do some wrist and forearm stretches? Yes. Yes, we can. Pretending to be a bulb sounds exactly like my plans. The next week's, yes, let's all become bulbs and just bury ourselves in the ground. What are they? Crocuses? I don't know, I'm thinking about some bulby things. Crocus, lilies? Aren't lilies bulbs that you put in the ground? I don't know, we could have this debate for minutes and minutes while I continue to eat into our class time. But you know what? It's my class, I get to do what I want, even if it means we're talking about how we're gonna be lazy bums starting Sunday. That's when I'm gonna start. And moving forwards, I'm really excited. But again, before we start, I know people are kind of hopping on. It's after this, I will shut up and we will do class. It's our last week of class before 2024. I started this work as like my own entity as Tracy Lynn Movement, like I mentioned in the Patreon post, in 2019. And kind of ever since then, I have never taken a full week off. I've taken a handful of days off here and there, But even when I'm going and doing shit, like when I went to Burning Man, I was fucking working my ass off. I taught a class, you know, so I've never officially like let go and just let myself fully rest unless it was literally like I'm sick or yeah, just never. So my husband was like, yo, listen, you need to take actual time off. And I was like, you're really, really right. So setting that as a tone to, you know, refresh my little brain and my body before we move into this new year. I'm just really grateful for all of you. Whether you only, you know, hop in on YouTubes, because I do these YouTubes for free for the public so that I have an accessible option for everybody, or whether you also support my work on Patreon and come to my other classes like beginners on Thursdays, goth bars on Saturdays. I really, really appreciate all of you. And I'm really excited to do this last class with y'all. Looking at Patreon posts, do you have immersion spots left? If so, how flexible are the private times? Yes, I do have private slots opening, and I'm pretty flexible with my private slots. If you want to look, you can always look at my Calendly, which is my booking app. I'll put it in here, and you can see if those time slots work with you. I'm gonna open up those a little bit more too, because again, I'm just like shifting my schedule a little bit for 2024, but Holly, let's chat soon about that, because that would be amazing to have you. All right, darlings, let's get after it for class. Please have 2 blocks. And if you have jankily jank knees like me, maybe a little bit of padding. Because in order to have really happy, yummy splits, we also need to have open quads, open hip flexors, open groin, strong hamstrings. So there's gonna be a lot of knee on ground work. And if you're on hard surface like me, and even if you have your mat down on that hard surface, I like having just extra padding, as much padding as I can get, yeah? All right, let's do this thing. My working space is a little messy, so let me organize my life. I didn't pick out a specific playlist for us today because I've been kind of rocking with my day list. They have been working for me. Ooh, it looks kind of rainy outside, guys. I'm freaking ready. It's gonna be a rainy week in Los Angeles. It was like summer temperatures all weekend. And now it's like, wow, it's actually gonna be winter this week. All right. Let me change it to this phone so I can hear this music. And I'm gonna go back to that day list. I was vibing hard. We were vibing hard on the day list. It was called Heist Hacker Monday Morning. And I was like, yes. Yes, let's go. Let's go cyberpunk vibes. All right, so I've got my blankie at the top here. Water, of course. An extra foam block because, I don't know, I was doing something cool with it. And then, of course, I love working with my cork blocks. All right, so splits and some wrists and stuff. I also want to work on our necks. So we'll start seated. And just come into yourself, come into your body, and into this practice. Good, we'll take 3 more breaths like that. All right, when you finish that final breath, hands are on your knees or your shin bones, and I want you to propel your chest forward, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and then do the opposite of that, roll and contract back. Good. Put your little seated cat-cows on autopilot. Oh, Netta, I forgot to tell you, your friend, Sarah, wait, is that her name, Sarah? I think it's Sarah, came to my workshop on Saturday, and she was so lovely. I absolutely adored her. So thank you for shouting me out and having her come to class. That was such a treat to get to know one of your friends. She had an amazing practice too. She was strong. All right, Sufi grinds, let's head around. Good, just freeing up through your spine. And we'll reverse. All right, now the next time you're forward with your chest, I want you to turn your fingertips in towards your center. You kind of have bent elbows, so you're kind of pushed out to the side like a little bulldog, yeah? Now keep the chest forward, but round your spine so you're in like a cat back. And I want you to point your left nipple kind of out towards the side, lean the right chest down, same thing, and take it over towards the left. So you're creating kind of like a lateral figure eight, if that makes sense. I know this won't feel super natural for everybody, but I really like to do stuff like this for the fronts of my shoulders and my abdominals. Last 3. Good, last 2. And 1. We'll make it back towards center, lengthen and open up through your spinal column. Turn the palms to face up onto those same thighs that we were on. Inhale, breath, and exhale out. Nice, contract back. Let's take the soles of the feet together, knees out nice and wide. Hands are gonna find your ankles, and I want your shoulder blades to kind of pin down behind you so you really feel like you're lifting out through that chest again. Now take yourself forward as much as you can. Try to keep that nice long spine. Almost feel like I'm trying to be in a cow back position. Inhale, breath. Nice. And then with your exhale, release the spine, fold forwards and open up through your hips. I'm gonna turn back towards the front. Nice, all right. Let's bring ourselves all the way up. Lean back onto your tailbone and let's close the knees together. So you're kind of in your bottom of a boat pose position here. Let's really try to lengthen out through our spine, finding that initial shape. And then we'll roll back, contract at that last moment, and come back up into your boat, right? Now you can keep going up to that position with the toes touching the ground, or you can go shin bones at a parallel. Right? You can even do this with no hands. Good, we'll do 2 more. Wow! Huh. Nice. All right, I want you to find your boat position. Great. I know this is gonna be a little bit jarring, a little bit fucked up, but you know what? You can do this shit. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Now reach the arms forward, lengthen out through the legs, and I want you to find your bottom of a little hollow body position. Cross the right leg on top, flex and wrap the feet around each other. Keep the low spine pushing in towards the ground. Maybe you take the arms up and overhead, hold 3. Good, hold 2. And 1, bring it back up towards your boat position. Uncross the legs. Reset. We're gonna go one more time like that. All right, let's go. Lengthen everything out. Good, bottom of a hollow body. Cross left on top of right. Hook the feet together. Squeeze everything like hell in towards your midline. Nice, hold 3. Hold 2. And 1, bring it back up into your boat position. Uncross the legs, and then move through into your tabletop position. Great. Once you are in your tabletop, lengthen just your right leg back, and I want you to shift forwards and backwards. So it's kind of a 2-for-1. We're giving ourselves a little stretch through our calf muscle, gastrocnemius, and then taking it forwards and getting our wrists warmed up too. Nice, we'll switch. All right, we'll bring that left foot in. We'll bring our knees together and walk them a little bit closer towards the front of our space. Let's do one wrist at a time. So turn your right wrist so that the fingertips point back, and keep your left fingertips pointing forward. Good, if you're feeling this enough in your wrist, cool. If not, you can do one of a couple things. I like to tuck my toes and just lean back, peeling the heel of my hand up and off of the ground. Or you can kind of stay in your original position and just bend the right elbow back. Both of those things will accomplish a pretty similar effect. You may feel one is more intense than the other. Great, we'll take your right hand, shake it out a little bit, and do the same thing on the other side. So left fingertips point back. Again, you can tuck your toes, lean back, or stay stacked and just bend the elbow. Man, I'm really feeling this through the hands today. All right. We'll bring your left hand back to neutral. We'll sit back onto some pointed toes. Bring your hands together and circle out through your wrists a little bit. Good, circle it out in the other direction, which always feels strange. All right, give them a little shake. We're gonna stay in this position. I want you to round and contract your spine, and then bring the tops of the hands onto the ground next to like your ankles, kind of shin area, yeah? Now try to lengthen out through your spinal column and open up through your heart space and lean back a little bit. Good, so we're stretching out through the tops of the forearms. We're C-curving through our pelvis. Hold for 3. Nice, hold for 2. And then release, take it forwards, back onto all fours. All right. From your tabletop, walk your hands out nice and wide. Like I just have my thumbs onto my mat. That's how wide we're going. Remember earlier when we did those lateral figure eights? We're gonna do something a little bit similar, except we're gonna do chest circles. So I'm gonna lean over towards the right, bend into my elbows, almost like I'm trying to brush my nipples on the ground, and then come back through center. Make sure that as you come through the center and the top, that you're coming through a protracted shoulder space. Nice. Last one in this direction. And then we'll reverse, other way. Man, my elbows. I don't know why I was feeling like really sore in my little elbow tendons this weekend. So I'm like, okay, I need to stretch that shit out. All right, last two. And when you finish that last one, we'll come back to a neutral. We'll tuck toes and send it back to downward facing dog. Now, when I'm here, I like to usually get into some side body stretches. So I like to sway my hips from right to left. You can do something similar or whatever else your body needs, right? Because we all got different bodies. All our different bodies have different needs. All right, we'll meet back into a neutral. We'll lift up our heels. We'll bend into our knees, see the front, and we'll step our way to the front. You can go right, you can go left, and we'll hang heavy in this forward fold position. Yeah? Let everything dangle, let the spinal column decompress, and the hamstrings stretch. Let's soften out through your knees, roll our way all the way up towards a standing position. We'll reach both of our arms straight up towards the ceiling. We'll bend into our elbow, bringing our hand back towards our occipitals, and then opposite arm is gonna try to grab for our elbow. Now, if you feel like you got more space, you can release those occipitals and try to slide the hand down the center of the spine. Try to create a posterior tilt through the pelvis. Nice, release. See if you can tap the thumbs behind you. Bring it back up, same thing other side. So left hand can find just the back of the neck, right hand finds your left elbow, right? If you're at your limit, cool. If not, let the left hand slide down the spine. Keep the tailbone long, the ribs in. Nice, and let's release. Now, instead of just the thumbs attaching, let's actually interlace. We'll lift through our chest and take it into a forward fold. Thumbs can stay at your low spine or they can come up and overhead. We'll take an inhale breath here. And with your exhale, bend the elbows and bring your hands down to the ground. Let's step back right foot, step back left foot, and go through high to mid plank. Bend into the elbows, upward facing dog. Press through the arms, open up chest to front. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Reset, breath in. Reset, breath out. Nice, heels lift, knees bend. See the front, step left foot, and then right foot. Hang heavy in that forward fold again. And then soft knees, we'll roll it all the way up. Nice. Arms are going to reach up. This time we're going to go left hand grabbing for right wrist. Right foot crossing behind your left foot. Side body bend over towards the left hand side. Tailbone again nice and long. Nice, let's release, coming back towards center. Thumbs can give a little tap behind you. Reach it back up, right hand, left wrist. Left foot crosses behind the right. Side bend over to the right, keeping tailbone long. Nice, let's take it back towards center. This time hands are gonna just come to your low back. We're gonna go feet still hip width distance, standing camel position. So push your hips forward, thinking like hips past the ankles, and let's just take this into a supported back bend. If your neck isn't feeling ready for this kind of shit, then just keep looking forward. Squeeze your buns into your hand. Nice, and then let's bring it up. Take it down to your forward fold. Once hands make it to the ground, we'll step back left foot, step back right foot, and go high to mid. So bend into the elbows. Nice, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Take those hips up and back. Great. Now we're gonna try a couple of different transitions here. You get the option. Either you're gonna work high plank, walking back into your forward fold at the back of your mat, right? Forward again, opposite hand leading, walking back. Or you're gonna do pushbacks, yeah? So I like to go from about floating tabletop and push my way back, yeah? We'll play with this for about 30 seconds. Nice. And the next time you make it back to your forward fold, let's stay there. Two options for this fold. Fingertips wrapping around big toes, so Padangusthasana in your forward fold, pulling down, right? Or if you want a little wrist love, Padahastasana, hands to feet. So palms are gonna face up, fingertips slide underneath each of your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to make this accessible. If it's not accessible, even with bent legs, just hang out in a forward fold. My people that are in Padangusthasana or Padahastasana, try to bend your elbows out to the side, really curl in, and then let's do something special for our legs. I want you to think about lengthening and internally rotating. Yeah, there's like a big mirror behind me. Oh my God. I don't want to be super crude on YouTube, but your girl is spreading right now, yeah? I'm trying to open some things up. All right, now once you feel like you've got that sense of internal rotation, right? You're trying to dig deep, pull into yourself. Maybe your final piece is looking up at your belly button. Here for 3. Nice, here for 2. And 1. Let's take our hands out from under our feet. Again, we'll do a soft knee rise all the way up towards a standing position. Shake out your hands a little bit. Let's work through your shoulders. Right arm circling back. Good, last 3. Last 2. And 1, circle forwards. Good, 3. 2. The next time you circle forwards on 1, bend into your right knee, reach the right arm down to the ground and the left arm up towards the sky. Feel free to half bind here, wrapping your left arm and maybe fingertips finding that inner thigh. Nice. Let's bring ourselves all the way back up. Right knee is gonna bend, so you're just requiring a little bit of balance. We're gonna bring our right heel towards our bum cheek and try to grab for the toes. Maybe both hands grab that foot, bringing it close to your bum, and you're focusing on your posterior tilt to point the pelvis down towards the ground. Think also about both of your knees staying together. Great, let's release, other arm. Back. Last 2. And circle forwards. Good, 3. Good, 2. Bend into the left knee on 1, work into your twist. So left hand down, left knee bent, right arm reaching high. Great, if you bound here, binding with me. Really good. Let's bring it all the way back up. Left heel is gonna come in towards your bum. We're going for that quad stretch. It can be one hand, right, if you need to hold on to something cool, or both hands, finding the foot. Trying to keep it in towards your bum, knees together, tailbone long. Nice, all right. We'll release that foot. And we're gonna stand with our toes together. We're gonna go through a couple more rounds of our Surya Namaskar A, but to start to add in some straight leg hops or some pike jumps to make your way to the front of your mat. If you don't wanna do that, you can just keep going with step forwards and backs, okay? Both arms reach up, and with your exhale, forward fold, take it down. Again, my toes are together. I'm gonna walk forward into a high plank just so I'm set up. And then I'm gonna push back into my downward facing dog. Now, in addition to thinking of your toes together, think of your knees together. Lift up both of your heels. Exhale, bend into your knees. Inhale, travel to the front. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Good, exhale, straight back down to forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Know that you can work your jump backs. Upward facing. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Reset one breath in. Reset one breath out. Inhale, lift heels. Exhale, bend knees. Nice, travel to the front. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Half lifts and chaturangas. We got one more. Maybe on this one, you try pike hops. Yeah, so with pike hops, everything's together. You're trying to keep your straight legs, right? Half lifts. Exhale, folds. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, straight back to forward fold. Half lifts. Chaturangas. Upward facing. And then downward facing dog. Let's separate those feet out to hip width distance apart. We'll step right foot towards the front and grab both of our blocks. High levels, hip flexor and hamstring stretches. So kind of getting to start into our split leg positions, right? I'm gonna start here with my knee on the ground. Ugh. Good, and then we'll take it into our hamstring stretch. Know that you can also do this with your knees up. I don't really mind whatever the options are. Oh, my left side hip flexor is always a little more angy. I think it's because of driving. All right, the next time you're in your half split or your runner's lunge, let's stay there and deepen in whatever way that looks for you. So even if it's just working chest closer towards the thighs, if being back on your knees and ankles felt pretty good, you can take a kneel. Nice. All right, let's take you back forwards out of your depth. If your knee was lifted, bring it down to the ground right now. We're gonna turn our left shin bones out towards the side. Yeah, so the shins running parallel to the back of your mat. And we're gonna rise and stack into a grounded warrior two. Now, if you're starting to realize, hey, my knees are starting to feel a little bit weird here, you've got me pivoting and twisting, and this is where a blanket, even like a really like shitty pillow can make a world of a difference, okay? Arms reaching towards front and back. Great. We're gonna lengthen through our right leg and go into gate pose. I've got a block here, I'm just gonna use it, yeah? Left arm is high. My tailbone is still trying to run long down towards the ground. Great, last 3. Last 2. And 1, let's take it back to our grounded warrior 2 position. And then we're gonna pivot. So you can use those blocks again. We'll tuck the back toe, lift up the back knee, and step forward. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. And with your exhale, fold. Good, let's rise all the way up to a standing position. Inhale, breath. And with your exhale, take it back down to your forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen out through your spine. And with your exhale, step your left foot behind you. And then extend your right leg behind you. Nice. Ekapada Chaturanga, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. If you use that blanket, take this moment now to isolate in a left shoulder and just move that blanket over towards the other side. Great, we'll take an inhale breath. With your exhale, step your left knee forwards. Same thing, snatch your blocks and lower the knee down. All right, going back into our hip flexor hamstring stretches, which maybe you did them with the knee up, with the knee down. Just try to copy whatever you did on side 1. I took a lot of time in my front hip flexor on the other side, so I'm just gonna be here for a sec. If you're already flossing, cool. All right, we're gonna hold our hamstring stretch. So either, you found your depth in your half split. I am feeling it through the front of my leg. Yeesh. You can also take it down into your kneel. I like going into the kneel because then I like to work with my feet a little bit, work on my point. All right, let's take ourselves back forwards. I'm gonna move that blanket underneath my knee. If you were lifted, again, we're bringing the knee down because we're gonna go through those grounded warrior 2s into our gate position. So we're stacked, yeah? Arms reaching forward. Really love doing this kind of work on the ground because I feel like it's a totally different experience for hip opening, right? I don't know, I speak for myself. All right, we're gonna lengthen through our left leg, move into our gate position. So I'm gonna use my block again. Thinking about trying to take that tailbone underneath me, reaching that right arm high. Last 3. Last 2. Really nice. We'll take it back into our grounded warrior 2. And then we'll square off towards the front. Get off of your funky knees. And then we'll step left foot towards the front of your, or sorry, right foot towards the front of your mat. We'll go halfway lift. And with your exhale, forward fold. Good, we'll rise all the way up towards standing. And with your exhale, fold all the way back down. All right, we'll go halfway lift, and then we'll step right foot to the back. And then we'll extend our left foot back and go through our high to mid plank. Upward facing dog. And with your exhale, downward facing dog. Now, if you did that little isolation slide, do it again, but just move the blanket all the way off to the left so that you can use it again if you want. We're gonna move into a malasana position at the front, and you have a couple of options on how to get there. Yeah, you can just walk into it, step into it, or you can practice some hops into it, right? That can just look like a little frog leap at the back. If you have more arm balance or handstandy skills, you can practice hopping into your straddle handstand and then lowering down into it, and you can try that a few times. So let's play for like 30 seconds or so, trying a couple rounds. Remember, your fingers are your brakes. My brakes were not working. I did a lot of handstand training this morning, so I'm just gonna be good with one. Good. All right, now once you've made it to the front in your malasana position, we have options. Yeah. Kind of classic malasana position is hands at heart center, right? What I want y'all to try today is to flex your feet, wrap your peace fingers around your big toes, and lengthen out through your spine, almost like you feel like you're pushing your chest forward and pushing your arms into your thighs. Really nice. Let's release out of that. I'm just gonna hang on towards my toes as I go into a forward folded position. So I'm gonna do one more Padangusthasana here. All right. And then we'll take soft knees, but we'll lengthen out through our spine and head into a chair position. So you can stay hip width distance, or if you want something traditional, you can walk the knees closer together. Getting close, gang, getting close. We're in our last 15 minutes, so shit's gonna get super real now. All right, sweep both of your arms back behind you. Exhale, breath. Good, and with your inhale, rise all the way up towards standing. Nice. Exhale, forward fold, take it down. Nice. Now I want you to bend into your knees, plant your hands, step your left foot towards the back of your mat, but I want you to keep it not at your full extension, but in a little bit closer, okay? Now, left heel is gonna settle back, so it's almost like we're in a pyramid position. Try to flex, bringing your toes towards your face. Nice. Now keep that right foot flexed position, lift up high on the left heel, push away from the ground, float your right heel, and then lift it up into three-legged dog. Nice. Take your breath in. Exhale, knee towards your nose, step through to a low lunge. Great. Deepen your stance, rise into a high crescent position. Tailbone long, back knee slightly bent. Open into a twist to your right hand side. Nice, exalted warrior, right hand, left hamstring. And with your exhale, warrior two. So similar transitions that we worked last week. Lengthen through your front leg, work into your triangle. One more breath in. Good, one more breath out. Inhale, reverse triangle, so shift the hips through center. Right arm reaches up and back. Good, exhale, bring it into a neutral position. Pivot your left heel in, both of your toes are out. Horse stance, bend into your knees. Hands can be at your hips, hands can be at heart center, hands can even be behind your head. Let's work some pulses here, so down and up an inch, yeah? I know typically we would see this in a bar, which I will be teaching bar this Saturday, 10:30 a.m., Patreon babies, it's coming. Nice, last 3. Good, last 2. And 1. Push all the way up straight. Turn the toes in, heels out. Open up through the arms again. Inhale, breath. Exhale, wide-legged fold, make your way down. Good, now really think about extending long through your spine. Good, nice work. We'll lengthen out through our spine into a half lift, and then we're gonna pivot our way towards the front. Lower your left knee down. It's gonna look a lot like a 90-90. This is where your blanket can come back into play. Quad stretch, yeah? You can go sames, right? Even really working almost like a frog-like technique. You can do this in a twisted version, right? Whatever feels best for you and your body. 10 seconds before we head towards our full splits. Nice, all right, we'll release this leg. We'll kind of lick our wounds with a half split position for a moment. Good, and then we'll get ready to go into our full front splits, yeah? So here's what I like to do from my half split position, like where I am now. I like to slide this right foot a little bit forward. Notice my pelvis is in front of my back knee, right? Then what I like to do is tuck my back toe, lift my back knee, and slide down into it. Good, we're just kind of going for time here, right? Time spent is the most important part here. Good, last 3. Last 2. Amazing. On 1, we'll work out of our full splits, whatever that is for you. I'm gonna pull that blanket to the other side so it's ready for me on side 2. And we'll rebend into our front knee. Good, and then we will step back into downward facing dog. All right, pedaling things out a little bit. Great. We're gonna head back towards the front of our mat. You can do that same transition as before, doing your wide hop. Maybe you wanna play with tuck positions. Y'all, I was feeling that tuck tight. Woo! All right, halfway lift position. With your exhale, forward fold. All right, chair position, sit back, reach your arms towards the upper hand corner. Sweep both of your arms back. Good, rise up to standing, inhale breath. And with your exhale, fold forwards. Again, half lift, a modest lunge. So just kind of part of the way back towards your mat. We'll take it back like we're in our pyramid position. So my front toe is lifting. I'm kind of leaning back. My right heel is flat and my hips are even. All right, let's lift up our right heel. Lengthen our left leg up and back behind us. Three-legged dog. We'll go knee to nose. Step through. Right foot steps further back. We'll rise. High crescent position. A little bend into the back knee. Length through your pelvis. Arms up. Inhale, breath. Good. Exhale, open twist to your left. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Lengthen through your front leg, take it into triangle. Great, inhale, breath, reverse triangle. Exhale, neutralize. Turn the right heel in, toes turn out. Back into your second position, squat. Yeah, pulses. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press all the way up towards standing. Toes in, heels out. Wide-legged fold. All right, let's bring it back around towards our front. We'll lower the right knee down. I've got my blanket ready for me. Doing a lot of blanket choreography today, folks. I know we're really close to the end. We've got one last square split, and then we'll get into either our frog position on the ground or middle split. So copycat the same quad stretch that you did on the other side. Nice, and then we'll release and we'll get set up for our final split. So left leg is going to lengthen, right? We started in our half split position. And then to get towards our full split, the way I like to get into it, your way may be different. I like to slide forward so that my hips are in front of my knees, right? And I'm not trying to open, I'm trying to keep as square as I can. Back toe will tuck, back knee will lift, and then I'm gonna move down into my full split. I kind of had the blanket, I mean, under me. It was nice. Give my cooch a resting spot, you know? My former contortion coach just always used to say, like, the only way you get good at splits is to do splits. And I hate the simplicity of that statement, but it's really true. Like, you just have to do the time, you know? We'll do about 10 more seconds. All right, we'll pull out of here. We'll tuck our toes. Lifting up and then working back through your very last high to mid plank. I know we're at class time now, but I also did a lot of chitty chatty before class. You know what? Those up dogs felt really good. Let's go into an up dog position and just hold that. Even if it's just knees on the ground, so not a true up dog, but more of like a seal position. All right, so again, like I said, our final shape, like this is it, right? We're gonna get into either your prone frog position or your full middle split, or as full as it can be, right? So our prone frog, your blanket can still get used here, especially if you're on a slidey floor like this, right? You can go one knee on your mat, one knee on the blanket and slide out. Hips need to be in alignment with your knees. If you want to do your middle splits, the way I like to start, I don't like to use a blanket because it doesn't feel very controlled, okay? Is to start in my wide fold position here and then just heel toe my way out, right? Your toes can stay pointed forward, but ideally once we get into that full split position, we want our toes pointed out to the right and the left-hand side. Great, and we're gonna do a minute here. We got 30 seconds. Now that I'm feeling really warm, I feel like I'm ready for over splits, but I don't think I have enough time. All right, last 10. All right, we'll pull ourselves out of this. We'll meet in a very lazy seated straddle position, and we'll just kind of slowly work our way back together. Oh. We'll take one more breath here once we kind of collect ourselves together. All right, we'll lengthen both legs in front of us. Right leg crosses over the left. Left can also bend, but I want you to be able to have both your sit bones on the ground. We're gonna twist, so right hand comes behind you. Left arm can wrap around or it can hook to the other side. Good, we'll unwind, we'll untangle, and do the same thing on the other side. So left foot crosses over, right leg can also bend. And either you'll hug and twist or hook. All right, we'll unwind our twist. Take your legs forward in front of you, and I just want you to give them a little tap out. Good. Final front body opener here. Knees bent, arms by side. Push your hips up. And then we'll bring our hips back down to the ground. And I want you to sit cross-legged, but in the way that doesn't feel like you're normal, like you're natural. You can have all the props. I'm gonna prop up my knees with my blocks and blanket my lap. Blanketing your lap can be a great way to just add weight on your knees to open up more. If you feel good without blocks, you can do that too. And we'll do 2-minute meditation. This is where we get to set a final intention, send energy, a certain area for yourself, to a place, to a people, yeah? Towards something you wish to conjure for yourself and even others. We'll take 5 more breaths. my darlings, we'll start to blink our eyes open. Take a moment to express gratitude for yourself and your body, stepping into this practice. Day after day, week after week, many of you literally have spent years with me doing this practice. Super grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Bow forwards, leave a little energy into your space. Y'all did amazing. Oh. Wowie, wowie, wowie. Oh, Netta. She's wicked strong. She loves your class. Oh, I love that. Oh, Stephanie, thank you. So grateful for you, my dear. You're one of those people that have been with me for years, my darling, so I am so grateful for you. Yeah. Feeling good. Feeling good. Feeling ready. Just have a couple of privates to teach tonight. Yes, Netta, you are so welcome. You are so welcome. So the next time this class will return will be New Year's Day. And it's going to be a really special class. So the past couple of years, I've taught a New Year's Eve class. And it's kind of like an intention setting. And I didn't want to not do that. But I thought, hey, everybody's going out now for New Year's Eve. So now we are going to do that same intention setting, but on New Year's Day. So this class will return January 1st, same time. Bisous. Bisous to you too. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for joining me from all around the world, everybody. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Holly. So remaining classes for this week, online only. We'll have our Wednesday Quick Core, 10 a.m. Thursday beginners class at noon. And then Goth Bar on Saturday at 10:30 in the morning Pacific time. So all of those classes are available only for my $15 and up Patreon members. So come along and join us if you've got some free time. It would be amazing to have you all. I'm gonna free my hair. Let's free it. Oh. My hair's getting really long. It's almost to my butt. I think it's just feeling really healthy right now. Boop. All right, my darlings. I am going to head off because I have a private in 45 minutes and I want to give myself some time to eat. I like it too, Nicolette. I'm gonna grow them out just a little bit longer. I want them to be more framing along my cheekbone and my jaw. So I'm gonna grow them out a little bit more and then see if I can maintain them there. All right, my darlings. Love you all so, so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday, a wonderful rest of your week. And if I don't see you this week, I will see you when we return January 1st, 2024. Love you all so much. Chat soon with you, yeah? Bye.